another episode of Asexualized, my sexual life. This is a place to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual, and I share my own asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, please hit the great big subscribe button down below. Please hit that bell icon to get notified of every time I go live like now or post a new video. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like it as we go along. If you don't know who I am Sandra Bellamy, author of Asexual Perspectives 47 Asexual Stories. I'm also the founder of asexualise.com and the founder of Asexualise Academy, which is the world's first online training centre and school for asexuals and asexuality. If you haven't already got your free Asexuality Basics for Beginners course, you can go back down below in the description after this video and you can click through and you can sign up for that free course. So today I want to talk to you about the film Bumblebee. Yes, I did in fact have a cinema day today on a beautiful self date. I saw the film Bumblebee. Now, if you're not familiar with what Bumblebee is a transformer. So if you like Transformers, you like robotic films, you love a good action film, then Bumblebee is certainly one to watch. And it had no sex in it, which is what I love, because as an asexual who's personally sex repulsed, excuse me, I don't like having to watch any films with any sex in them whatsoever. I found that quite horrible, and I don't like any nudity. And there was well, in this film it wasn't completely sexual innuendo free like many of the other films I've shared with you. So there were two guys at different points in the movie that did have their top off, and there's one woman that was showing some cleavage. So there was some sort of sexual sort of implication there. It was very subtle, but to me, being a sex repulsed asexual who doesn't like nudity and to see women's breasts stuck out, then I noticed it more than a person would in general. But it is a no sex film. It does have a couple of love stories going through it. One involving Bumblebee, who's the Transformer himself. And there's another love story going on as well. So I don't want to give it all away if you haven't seen it, but it's an amazing, amazing film. I really loved it. There was a lot of sad parts in it. It's a PG. I have to say it's a PG. And there were a lot of sad things in it. I thought... excuse me. I need to water. I thought to say it was a kids' film. There was tons of kids in there. I went at the 1:10 performance in the afternoon. There was tons of kids with their parents. I thought, this is quite heavy going for kids. Do you know what I mean? And there were guns in it and stuff. So, I don't know if I agree with PGs having, lots of guns in them. It seems in quite a bit of violence, but hey ho, it's not my call. But yeah, the film was really, really good. What I loved is the main character, she had a foreign guy after her, and he's like wanting to date her, and he kept approaching her, and he was a nerd. I thought, I really wished I had a young foreign guy nerd after me. Jeez, he was a bit young because he was meant to be 18 in the program. But I mean, just the concept of a young guy nerd actually foreign, who looked nice after me would be bliss, to be quite honest with you. So he really wanted to date her throughout the whole of the film, pretty much. I'm not going to tell you what happens to those two, but all I can tell you is it was different to what would usually happen in movies, and I loved the film for that. The ending was really good with that kind of relationship. It was really, really good. So it wasn't your traditional girl and boy kiss in the end. I'm not going to tell you what happens, but it was really, really good. And I have to say that the female character, young female character, is so super strong. And I really loved that about the film. To have a female character, main character, who was super strong was just amazing. I really loved that. I think there should be more female characters like that. And therefore, you know, when a guy was interested in dating her, she had her own life, you know. She was busy doing more guy things, actually, like being the mechanic. If you've watched Transformer movies before, this Bumblebee film is brilliant because it explains how Transformers came to be and how Bumblebee came to be on planet Earth. So it's like set in the past to explain the present. And I just thought it was very, very clever, the storyline. Like I said that it's quite sad in a lot of places, actually. It's quite heart-wrenching, I thought. I was trying not to get too upset in it. But the girl, the main female girl, she's amazing. She's super strong. If you watched the Transformers films before, you probably know that they have a formula where there's always a girl who's like a bit of a tomboy or got male traits, and what society would see as male traits, and she basically does cars up, you know, and so therefore can help Transformers with any repairs they need. You know, there's usually a strong female young girl character in it, and this one, I thought, you know, the girl topped all of them, really. She was so strong. Her character was so super strong. Like, really, like, even though this guy's after her throughout half the film, at least, if not more of the film, you know, this young foreign guy nerd, yeah, things do develop, but not in the way you'd usually expect. And, you know, she's more interested in fixing cars, and she isn't interested in sex. Like, they were showing the woman with the cleavage to represent, you know, the girls that are sort of following the crowd that are into guys who are, you know, like male model types who like sex and everything like that. And they were showing the female character's not like that. She's different. You know, she's like a tomboy or got some guy traits that society would see it. She doesn't fit in. She's not the norm. But this guy who's a nerd is a really nice guy for her. And, you know, and he really wants to be with her. And the two end up very, very, you know, like, very good friends. That's all I can say because I don't want to give the whole film away. But yeah, the character was super strong. I was so pleased to see a female character so strong. And I think she was stronger than any of the other females I've seen in the other films later on, to be honest. And, you know, I just thought that was very, very comforting. And I like the fact that they showed that she was different to other girls, that she wasn't interested in having sex with the boys, that wasn't her values in life, that, you know, she has boundaries in place with guys, and she respects herself and, you know, like her body and stuff. I just thought that was really, really good. Very, very strong, powerful message to send to women. I thought that, therefore, it's a very good asexual film to watch because, you know, asexuals in general lack sexual attraction. And we're not all about sex like society shoves down people's throats constantly, you know? I mean, what it is basically conditioning. Society just conditions everyone to believe that sex is the norm. Sex is meant to be part of a loving, healthy, happy relationship, and you can't have sex. You can't not have sex and have those things. Of course you can. You can still be happy, healthy, and loving without the sex. You know, and I think the main female character with the nerdy guy who was after her, I think that really showed through in those characters. And that's what I loved. I thought it sent a really good message to young people that it's okay to be different, that it's okay to struggle and go through heartache and pain, but it's okay to be super strong in your own right. And it's okay for females to, you know, take on roles more traditionally for guys, and it's okay for a woman to be interested more in her sort of passions and hobbies and career, if you like. I mean, I wouldn't exactly call it a career, but, you know what I mean, her passions and her hobbies and the things she loves that mean the most to her, you know, and her disinterest in boys in general show through. You know, she's more interested in what matters to her, you know, what's really important in life. You know, love and friendship and compassion, and, you know, it was a really touching movie on many different levels, and it did have quite a lot of action in, but it had a lot of storyline in this film, quite a lot more than some of the others, I think. You know, the storyline was very, very deep, and I got drawn into the main character very quickly, and, you know, you just carry on getting drawn and drawn and drawn into her, and I think that's, you know, a blessing of the film. You get really engrossed in her and her life, and you just love the strength she's got, and you feel like you're strong through her. So I just think this sends a very powerful message to women in general, which is nice, that you can be strong, confident, and you can still take on some of the roles that traditionally guys would do, you know, and you can be strong in your own right. You can be very loving in your own right, but you can still be strong and manly at the same time, you know, in a way, you know, you can be both feminine and masculine at the same time. And I love that underlying message, you know. There's not enough films like that, you know. It's either alpha males or women who've got their boobs stuck out and their skirt up their backside and come and get me, you know, tarty looking a lot of the time. And I just think it sends a really wrong message to young people, you know. It says, oh, you've got to be this way in order to be in with the crowd, you know. But this girl goes her own way in life, and as a result, I think becomes quite popular in her own right, you know, but popular with the people that matter, the people who care in life. And I think that's what you have to think in life. You have to be, you know, you don't have to be popular with the whole world. You don't have to be, you know, like, you don't have to have the whole world saying well done to you. All you have to do is find those few close friends and family that you love and that you rely on and care about. But the most important thing is to love yourself. And you know, I think throughout the film, you know, the main character goes through a lot of sort of like trauma, but she comes out the other end and she's a stronger person for it. And it's just a very heartwarming film, I think. So if you are looking for an asexual film to watch, you know, one without sex, one that has a very good moral story, one that shows a very powerful female character who has both female and male traits, you know, she's very emotional and sensitive and caring, but yet she's very strong, determined to succeed whatever she sets her mind to. She doesn't mind getting her hands dirty and using a spanner and stuff, you know. I just think there's a very, very positive message to send to a lot of young people and to the world, you know, that you can be both, you know, inside of us. In every male and female, we all have like a feminine and a masculine side. You know, people don't want you to know this. They just want you to think it's masculine or feminine. But you have both within you. And it's up to you whichever one you want to shine out the most. I mean, most, you know, people in the whole world, they both have a good side and an evil capacity. You know, it's whether you choose to be good or you choose to be evil in your life, really. Everyone has a capacity to be both, even if you think they don't. Even if they may not seem like they do, because they're just far from the evil capacity that they would actually ever become, because they just don't believe in that, you know. It's not who they are. But, you know, some guys, they're alpha males, but they could obviously change if they want to be. They could have the feminine side. They could show their emotions more. They could be more sensitive. They could be more caring. They could have more bromances, you know. Anyone has the power to change or be whoever they want to be. And it's okay if a guy has some feminine traits, just like it's okay if a female has some what you call male traits, you know. It doesn't have to be like one way or the other. You know, you can have both. You know, with me, I prefer a guy who's got a kind, sensitive, caring, who cries sometimes, who has this really sense of, you know, like purpose and self, but who isn't, you know, I think a lot of people who aren't sensitive, you know, they run the risk of becoming a narcissist, a person who hasn't got any empathy for anyone, who just cares about themselves and is very self-centered and can't say sorry, can't apologise and can't cry, you know, and they think they're a great partner for people, but they're really not. They're one of the people that you need to avoid in life, you know. I want a guy who's got a sensitive and emotional side, but can be strong in his own right as well. And that's what I loved about the female character in Bumblebee. She had both. She will make someone, I'm not into women at all, but she will make someone a good partner in the future, her character, because she has both, you know. She has the sensitivity, she has the emotion, she has the caringness and love that she needs to give someone and needs to receive, you know, back. And she has, you know, she can wear her heart on her sleeve once she comes out of her shell to the right people. But she also has this masculine determined side, like this masculine energy where she's working with cars, and she's like, you know, she's into kind of like heavy metal music more, and she's like not afraid of getting her hands dirty, and you know, she doesn't, you know, she can wear like dungarees and stuff. She's not wearing these flimsy little dresses with her boobs showing, thinking that her life is based on her sexual appearance. Do you see what I mean? And so, you know, I prefer personally a guy who's got some feminine traits. These guys who are like, oh, I don't feel grief, I don't show emotion, I don't feel pain, you know, I'm a guy. I don't like those guys. I'm sorry if there's any guys watching this. I'm not sorry. I'm sorry for you. I'm not sorry for me, because I just think it's ridiculous, you know. My dad personally doesn't show emotion. He's been brought up like that, and you know, that's the way he is. I accept the way he is, but I think it's quite sad, to be honest, that he doesn't show much emotion. You know, not to me anyway. And he's been brought up to be controlled with emotions. Well, that's all very good and well, but I don't, you know, I personally would, you know, like some people want a partner like their parents. Want someone to me, it's different to my dad. I like a guy who's more sensitive, kind and caring, and has a feminine side to him. I think it's really important for me to have that, you know, but also someone who's strong with a backbone, someone who doesn't let anyone push him over, and doesn't think that every single woman on the planet's so nice, like la-di-da. Do you know what I mean? Because some of them aren't. So, you know, someone who's both a dreamer and has some realism at the same time, if you know what I mean. But, you know, I just, it's nice when you watch films, isn't it? Because you can kind of live through the characters and see how you want life to be yourself sometimes. And I think that's the beauty of watching films. I absolutely adore watching movies. It gives me a lot of happiness overall, and it quenches the kid side in me. Like, I have a really strong kid side, and in 2019 my inner child saying, make sure you nurture me. If you nurture me, then I'll take care of you. You can do all your productivity, you can do all your work stuff you need to do. Just make sure you nurture me. Don't neglect me, Sandra. Here I am. Make sure you give me lots of love and attention too. So I think it's important to nurture our inner child. If we're always doing the same thing and getting in a rut, it just is no good for our morale, you know. So please nurture your inner child. Don't be the age you are, be the age you want to be. You know, this year I'm going to be 21 mindset again, because I love the age 21 mindset. It's great, you know. I pay no attention to my birth certificate age. If people have a problem with that, that's their problem, not mine. I love having a 21st mindset. And to be honest, to be around kids today, although I don't want children of my own, was amazing. I love being around kids in that respect, because, you know, it's nice to hear the kid behind me. You know, some people would have got annoyed, but the kid behind me is talking a bit, and it reminds you of how less fear you have. You know, when you're a kid, you don't have this fear. You have this courage, and you say what you think. You know, like, there's a part in the cinema where it goes, this is not a cinema, this is an experience. You know, it's a sort of the cinema ad that comes on. It's like an opera, it's like a racing track, it's like a concert, you know. And this little kid at the back behind me goes, but it is a cinema, you know. And kids say it as they see it. They don't worry about living in fear. They don't worry about what people think of them. They just, you know, like, say exactly what they think and feel. And it was nice because I could feel the kid energy and the fun and the excitement and the buzz. And I was laughing more than the kids though, which is quite normal for kids movies when I'm watching a kids film. But I just loved it, you know. I liked the fact that it reminded me of me being a child, as in my inner child. It nourished it and it felt good, you know. So I loved it, you know. I'm a young person. It's nice to be around young people. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give a thumbs up if you like it. Do watch Bumblebee if it's still in the cinema where you are. And if you love robots, Transformers, you're going to love Bumblebee. And if you love a really good drama, then you're going to love Bumblebee as well. Really good storyline. So give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Hit the great big subscribe button below and hit that bell icon to get notified every time I go live like now or post a new video. And I will see you on the next live stream or video. Take care. Have a beautiful night, day, morning, wherever you are. Bye.